On the Southern Farming Muster, we're off to catch up with Nicholas Tait. He is the Environmental Extension Specialist for DairyNZ down this end of the country. Nick, welcome to the Southern Farming Muster.
Thanks, Phil. It's good to talk again.
Yeah, exactly. Where do we find you today?
I'm actually up in Canterbury today.
How's the races?
No, I'm not going to the races. I'm doing on-farm work up here today.
Right. Well, that sounds very, very good. So the Environmental Extension Specialist, what's your role to do, Nick?
So basically I take care of any sort of effluent issues or system upgrades or any areas of resource consent application or just basically on-farm or farmer information around those issues.
Yep, sounds very good. So today's topic, we're just talking about summer upgrades or work on the effluent system. So, what should people be looking for this time of year? Probably not a bad time to hook into it.
Yeah, well, if you're planning any sort of upgrades over the summer period, I guess the key message is to engage your rural professionals early. There's only a limited number of them, and they only have a limited number of days in the summer period to do that, to carry out the work that you're sort of looking at. So I guess as a message is to engage people early and get those contracts locked in nice and early so you know where you sit and how your summer plans are going to fall into place.
Right. So what's some of the upgrades or checks that you should run on your system to make sure it's up to standard?
So just basically, I mean, it's a good opportunity now with the weather the way it is to get your ponds low and check if you need to be talking to anybody about cleaning either the bottom of your pond out or your weeping walls. Those people that do engage in that space around cleaning of weeping walls or solid bunkers of some description, sludge beds, they tend to have a fairly busy workload over summer. So look to talk to them early on and get some sort of a time frame out of them and when you're going to plan your work, just so that you have a bit more clarity and they can plan their work over the summer as well.
Right. So is summer a great time to be doing this sort of work?
Yeah, ideally it is. I mean, when you're looking at cleaning out weeping walls with sludge beds, it is dealing with a farm dairy effluent that is of a higher concentration usually than what you're irrigating on a daily basis. So planning ahead and where you're going to put it in and your application depth is quite important. So, getting it tested as well is quite important. So doing all those things prior so that you actually know what you're putting on your paddocks and your nitrogen and phosphorus loadings that come out of those that application method.
Right. So the sort of sludge out of those weeping walls, out of the little part that's got all the solidly sort of bits in, is that a sort of slurry tanker to put that on? What's the method of application of that?
Yes, a muck spreader slurry tanker. It can be spread a number of different ways, but once again, just engage your rural professionals and talk to them, and they often have ways or people to talk to remove those solids and spread them on your farm in a nice, uniform, even manner, bearing in mind distances from waterways and roads and bores and anything like that. So look to your resource consent as well to identify what you're exactly allowed to do in those areas.
Yep, and I suppose some of it also comes around just checking around the system for leaks or apparent wear or something like that, or even getting pumps checked out just to make sure they're functioning right up to speed. Yeah,
so this is another good time to do that sort of thing. You've got, off with the weather the way it is, getting your pond low, it's a good chance to check your liner, check your pumps, check your whole system and make sure everything's up to speed and working. Particularly monitoring's happening at this time of the year, so be proactive, I guess, is the message for farmers to look at your system before you get in the stage of being monitored and know that everything's up to speed and that everything's happening as it should do on your farm.
Yep, well that sounds brilliant. Hey Nick, thanks for your time on the Southern Farming Muster and we'll look forward to catching up with one of the team again next Thursday.
Okay, thank you, Phil.